Jack was wandering through the desert when he unexpectedly stumbled upon a golden rock. Without hesitation, he brushed the sand off its surface. To his amazement, the stone felt metallic to the touch. After a moment of hesitation, he called over his friend, who was nearby fixing their car. As soon as his buddy arrived, he grabbed a blowtorch and began heating the golden rock. It didn't take long for the stone to start melting, but its color remained a brilliant, shimmering gold. Now they were certain it was a massive chunk of gold. They dug a pit 3 meters wide, but no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't unearth it. The two of them used all their strength, but the gold didn't budge. Next, they tied a rope around it and tried to drag it with their car, but the rope snapped twice, and the gold stayed firmly in place. Finally, they dug half a meter deeper and realized it wasn't just a nugget, it was an entire gold mine. As the sun began to set, Jack and his friend quickly gathered dry wood and lit a bonfire. The thought of the gold mine nearby filled them with excitement. They discussed their next steps and decided that one of them would go find an excavator while the other stayed behind to guard the mine. The next day, they divided their water and food supplies, but Jack's friend took most of the water, claiming it was needed to cool the car's engine. He tossed Jack a satellite phone, saying it was their only way to stay in touch, and then drove off. After his friend left, Jack covered the gold with sand and set up a small sunshade, using a piece of canvas. The next day, while searching for more firewood, Jack stumbled upon the wreckage of an airplane. Though it wasn't gold, he thought it could serve as a temporary shelter. However, Jack felt it was too far from the mine, so he dismantled the fuselage and took the pieces back to reinforce his shelter. This not only protected him from wild dogs, but also allowed him to keep a close watch on the gold. The following day, despite his hunger, Jack sat beside the gold, but he couldn't resist any longer. He picked up a rock and chipped off a piece larger than his own head. Staring at the massive chunk of gold, Jack felt like he was dreaming. Just then, the satellite phone rang, snapping him back to reality. He thought it was his friend calling to say he was returning with the excavator, but instead, he received bad news. The car's engine had overheated and was still being repaired. It wouldn't be fixed for another 4 days. His friend urged him to hang in there, but Jack felt a pang of frustration. The remaining water and food would only last him 4 days. How was he supposed to survive? Still, the thought of the gold kept him going. That night, the sound of wild dogs prowling nearby made Jack realize his shelter wasn't sturdy enough. The next day, he returned to the airplane wreck to gather more debris to reinforce his shelter. As he worked, a woman suddenly appeared in the distance. To protect the secret of the gold, Jack quickly hid. But she found him and walked over to his shelter. As she got closer to the gold, Jack couldn't hold back any longer. If it were you, what would you do? What happens next to Jack in the movie Gold?